of Reese on the radio. Whack FM.
All right, ladies, buckle up. It's showtime.
What's wrong with being an angry prophet denouncing the hypocrisies of our times?
Do you want to be an angry prophet denouncing the hypocrisies of our times?
Yeah, I think I'd like to be an angry prophet denouncing the hypocrisies of our times. Then grab it, grab it.
Mary had a little lamb, its feet was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Turn on, tune in, and drop out.
Yeah, I'm super cool.
I never once said nagada.
I think everyone wants to know where we came from and how the universe began.
You know what I'm saying?
I have sinned against you.
Reese.
Hey now, I was trying to get this damn thing to run properly, but now all of a sudden she don't want to run right. Just want to show some love to my man Shock G. I think it's only right we show him some love. There he is right there. Shock G. Dead at the age of 57, just before his 58th birthday. I just wanted to show him some love. Anyway. That was my favorite track by them. I was not a Humpty Dance fan. Probably never will be a Humpty Dance fan at all. Just not just not a Humpty Dance fan. It's a popular song. I give it that. People love it. They love it. I just don't. Why the change of night? Good question. Let me just put it this way. I guess the best way to do it is I might as well make an announcement. I'm thinking about bringing the show back 5 days a week. Or at least 3 days a week. I'm thinking about bringing it back. It's only right. It's only right. I would like to know, but those of you who are actually watching, who can view it, please tell me. Quality, does it look good? Can you see? Does it look clear? Does the quality look? Are you still getting like the stagnant look? Is it hesitate? What's the word? It's stuttering. Is there stuttering going on? I bought a new computer with more gigs of RAM, and I'm trying to step it up for you, so it looks like I'm actually putting an effort into this, which is what I'm trying to do. So I don't know whether or not it's coming off or coming across well. I'm just doing what I can to do my best for you. That's all I'm doing. And I can't really tell. So please put in your comments. Let me know if you see anything. See, I'm looking at it on Facebook, but I know that's because I'm on the channel, so I can't really see whether or not it's streaming very well, or if it's it says here that I'm using about 6% of my CPU. So I'm hoping that, and I've got green lights everywhere. So nice when like when you do it more. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hell yes. Okay. Thank you, Carl. But folks, if you can, please let me know if the quality looks good, if it looks sharper, if my image looks sharper, if you see my ugly face with more definition. It's choppy. I can hear the picture's frozen. Keep breaking up, and the video is And video is paused. Okay, I'm assuming it keeps freezing. Okay, so, all right, there's something else that I'm doing here that I need to do. So let me try this. I'm going to go another route. Okay, I'm going to disconnect that, and I'm going to make another change here. Hopefully okay, so Rick is telling me that it's freezing as well. Maybe I do have one too many programs rolling up. I will get rid of a couple of things to see whether or not that helps it at all. I tried this just yesterday, and this was working leaps and bounds better when I did it. But it's quite possible that it's just never ever going to work well. And just let me know if you see any changes on my end. Just let me know. I'm trying my best to improve the quality, which I thought I had done, because the problem I was having with doing this originally was there wasn't enough gigs of RAM on this computer. So it could be a host of different reasons why this is happening. I am going to... let me see if I can do there's a readout that I can look at to see how much power is being used on a computer. In fact, it is Task Manager. That's it right there. That's what I'm looking at. And so all of this stuff, the CPU is only at 24%. So it really isn't. There are no red bars or anything like that. I'm not using a lot of the computer power here. So there could be a whole bunch of reasons why. But I'm not sure exactly what that is yet. And that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. So maybe let's try something different here. If you will indulge me a little bit, let's do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to see whether or not this last thing that I do actually works here. So just bear with me. I'm going to do something a little different here, because this may change everything with how much computers being used. Okay, all right, that number's going down. Okay, it's quite possible that could be it. Probably because I have too many things going on in the background. That's dragging a lot of the computer power. And with that, you get the choppiness and the slowdown. So I'm hoping that will help it a little bit. Yeah, hell yeah, that's going down a considerable amount. It went from 14%. Yeah, it's actually still sitting at 14%. I have no idea what I'm reading. So I think that's part of the reason why. So I appreciate you guys indulging me here. That didn't help one bit. I'm trying to refresh this screen. I'm going to get into some news in a second. You're being with me. The government is trying to silence you. That's right, Amy. That's what they're doing. They're on to me. They are definitely on to me. That's okay. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. Anyway, did anybody watch the Oscars? Did any of you bother? Because I know it's a silly question at this point. I mean, I know it's silly at this point to ask anyone if they watch the Oscars. Because what would you watch them for? Like, what would you watch the Oscars for at this point? I can't sit through an Oscar thing. And I stopped watching Oscars before it was cool. Does not watch the Oscars. If that makes any sense. They used to be remotely interesting. And when I started to recognize that the Oscars were a joke, it was somewhere around the time when I figured out they were trying to be politically correct. Now, I'm sure I've talked about this before. Those who've listened to this show know I brought this up over and over again, and I bring it up every time Oscar season comes around. When I started to recognize it, it was when they started to do these ridiculous things with the Best Actor or Best Actress awards and the Best Pictures. They were always theme-based. And, you know, you look at... what's his name? Tom Hanks. Right, Tom Hanks had 3 shots to go for the trifecta. Right, every time nominated for an Oscar, he was to win. Right, so he gets Forrest Gump. That's clearly easy. For Best Actor, and then I'm almost certain it's Philadelphia first, and then it's Forrest Gump. So he gets Philadelphia because he's a gay man dying of AIDS, and you know they got to bring that home. They got to mainstream homosexuality, so he wins there. And then you know he goes for Forrest Gump, so mentally challenged. That's got to he's the retard with the heart of gold. That sort of theme. So he wins an Oscar there. And then he does this movie Castaway, where in essence he's the entire film. So he's got to act, and he's got to act opposite, volleyball, Wilson. This really shows his acting chops, because he's got to act against a ball. And he fails there. He doesn't win an Oscar for that performance. It's pretty much never seen again. He started doing a lot of these other movies, Charlie Wilson's War and all these other dramatic feats and stuff. But he doesn't really do the really, what's the Oscars? He doesn't really do the stuff that he used to do. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. After a while, you miss your mark. And he's got 2, so what does he care? He doesn't, he's a part of Oscar lore, Hollywood lore. He's a Hollywood superstar. So that's when I started to notice. And then I was paying attention to, Russell Crowe. Gladiator was okay. But he won the Oscar. So if you did a period piece, you could win an Oscar, but then he wins for A Beautiful Mind. And why does he win for A Beautiful Mind? He wins for A Beautiful Mind because he plays a guy who's somewhat mentally disabled, but at the same time, he's arguably gay, the character, put it that way. The character in history is arguably gay. So there's that sort of theme that goes in there, all right? I used to be such a movie fan, I bet on them online, but not since about 2010. Not only are the speeches stupid, but the films they reward are never fan favorites. The Wolf of Wall Street was beaten by 12 Years a Slave. Come on, man, you're absolutely right. I never saw 12 Years a Slave. I won't watch 12 Years a Slave. Even if it's an interesting story, I don't care. I'm just not interested. But again, you're right. 12 Years a Slave had to win because The Wolf of Wall Street was talking about a rich, opulent lifestyle with a guy who's, to them, a complete crook. He robbed from the poor, as the Wall Street people do, according to them. So yeah, he couldn't win. And Wolf of Wall Street was a great movie. It's funny that movie starred Jonah Hill. Another great movie that Jonah Hill was in not too long ago, they never even got a consideration, was War Dogs. God, did I love that movie. But never even got a consideration. It was a really, really good film. And if you haven't seen it, please do. War Dogs is a really good film. Loosely based on a true story. You should watch it. So no one had watched it. But anyway, I'll tell you, the reason why no one watched it is primarily because of moments like this. A guy by the name of Trevor Free. Now, poor Trevor Free. He answers a question that I had the last time. Last week we did the show. And I was arguing with Patrick, who called in. And Patrick called in, and I was telling him that there are people who are repeating the idea that 1,000 people are shot every year. Black people are shot every year by police. Even though the number last year was only 19. 24 were white, 19 were black. But if you ask the average African American or the average activist that supported Black Lives Matter, they are under the belief or under the guise that 1,000 blacks are killed each year by police. Unarmed blacks, I might add, are killed by police. Now, that being said, okay, so people say, where did they get the number from? Well, it turns out that there's a place that they got the number from, because Trevor Free, when winning his Oscar for Best Short Film, said just this.
Today, the police will kill 3 people. And tomorrow, the police will kill 3 people. And the day after that, the police will kill 3 people, because on average, the police in America every day kill 3 people, which amounts to about 1,000 people a year. And those people happen to disproportionately be black people.
Now, even if that were true, Trevor Free, they don't disproportionately kill black people. We know the numbers are untrue, because just last year, disproportionately, 1924. Right? That's not disproportionate. And if they killed 1,000 people a year, according to the numbers of last year, I mean, seriously, that's 43 people. Who are the other 950 that are being killed? If police killed 3 people a day, and the numbers from last year only come to 43, being black and white, that means 950 of them are Mexicans. What? They're burning down cities, 19 people killed in 1 year. That's a good weekend in Chicago. That's a great point, Amy. But what is this moron talking about? And if we're talking about 3 people killed a day, we're talking about 300 plus million interactions between the police and the public every year. 300 million. And they managed to kill 1,000? Look, any death is wrong. Any death is problematic, especially if we don't know the circumstances. Now, Trevor Free here is not going to tell us the circumstances. He doesn't care to. He just says that they're disproportionately black. He doesn't suggest that the black people are innocent. He doesn't suggest the black people aren't criminals. He doesn't even suggest anything. He just says that disproportionately they're black, but which you know that's patently untrue. But there's a more important question here, ladies and gentlemen. Why the F is Trevor Free telling us this at the Oscars? Why? Why is he telling us this at the Oscars? No one's watching. And they know this. Every year the numbers drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. I mean, is the objective for them not to be seen? Are they, if the virtue signaling is so important, the objective should be to get people virtue signaled, right? I mean, we're virtue signaling. We need you to hear it. Why? Even Regina King made comment to this last night, talking about if we didn't get the verdict that we wanted, I was going to take off my stilettos and put on my marching boots. Bitch, please. You were going to do the same thing you did last night, Pinky. And that was eat at a fine restaurant, hobnob on your next movie that you're going to either direct or star in, and you'd have kept it moving, as usual. Your marching boots. If you mean if you mean running sneakers and take a jog around the Hollywood Hills, yes, I believe you. If you're going to post something on your Instagram page about your outrage, yes, I believe you. But you ain't effing up none of that Hollywood money to go out there and march for nothing. So stop, Regina King. But even she said last night that, well, I know people are going to get the remotes, so it's not like they're unaware that people are unenthused, ticked off, lessons very little inspired by all the preaching coming from the Hollywood elites. It's not like they don't know. Regina King said it out loud. I know you're about to grab the remote control. So why do they do it? Because to them it makes them popular amongst their friends, I should say. It makes them cool amongst their friends. And they know that somebody's going to talk about it on Extra, or Entertainment Tonight, or Access Hollywood. Somebody's going to make mention of it. They're going to get some press for it, but it moves no needles. No one even knows who Trevor Free is. Here's what else Trevor Free had to say. And why throw James Baldwin's old bones into this?
And, James Baldwin once said, the most despicable thing a person can be is indifferent to other people's pain.
Nobody's indifferent to your pain. The most despicable thing that a person can do is be... What did he say? What's the stupid thing he said? Oh, indifferent. Indifferent to someone's pain. Nobody's being indifferent to your pain. What does that mean? Do you really believe that there are people out here really being indifferent to you? What is your pain? You're in Hollywood making movies, winning Oscars. What pain? Can I have some of that pain? I've yet to see one of those outraged celebrities paying the hospital bill of some poor kid shot in Chicago. Not a dime.
And so I just ask that you please not be indifferent. Please, don't be indifferent to our pain.
Don't be indifferent to our pain. F you, Negro. F you. You're incredibly indifferent to my pain. The pain I can endure having to watch you people sit up there and try to tell me what for. I'm incredibly done with your nonsense on a regular basis. Anyway. Did you see the piece? So LeBron James is being mocked now because of this tweet that he sent out of the police officer who shot Ma'Khia Bryant. And, all of these people who are running around saying what you're allowed and what you're not allowed to do as a police officer in the midst of a situation like that. So this police officer put out this video, and I want to share it because it's hilarious. The audio in and of itself is funny. So the police officer, he doesn't get out of his car. He has an altercation. He gets into an altercation with sees an altercation between two black people with knives.
Dispatch, I've arrived at that disturbance. Will you have LeBron call my cell phone right away, please? Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. No, can you put the knife down, please, sir? Sir, no, sir, don't stab it. No, stop stabbing. Stop. Oh, hold on. It's LeBron. LeBron, hey, yeah, it's me again. Listen, I'm out here at this disturbance call, and there's a guy trying to stab another guy with a knife. What do you think I should do? Why does that matter? Okay, well, they're both black. One guy's trying to stab another guy with a knife. Deadly force is completely justified. Uh-huh. I see. So you don't care if a black person kills another black person, but you do care if a white cop kills a black person, even if he's doing it to save the life of another black person? I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, you are really good at basketball, so I guess I'll take your word for it. Alright. Yep. Okay. Alright, thanks, LeBron. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. What? Nothing, I gotta go. Sorry, guys. You're on your own. Good luck.
That's a perfect piece. Anyway. So then there's that. Okay, let's get into this because it premiered last night. West Side Story. Why are we doing this movie? Whites versus Puerto Ricans. I mean, not since West Side Story has this been a beef. At least not one that I'm familiar with. Are you familiar with this beef? I'm not familiar with this beef. Let's take a look.
a place for us.
So we're going to have to wait until the end of the year before we ever see this movie. It's going to be a Christmas film. I'm not sure whether or not this is probably the best Christmas film for children or for anybody for that matter. Whatever happened to fun-loving Christmas movies, you know, that brought families together? This movie is not going to bring families together. This movie is going to stoke division, as I guess they expected to. They wanted to. The Puerto Ricans are going to be mad. Don't forget living in the main street. Yeah, I love that. They are going to be, there's going to be division, new division within the white and Puerto Rican communities. They will... Yes, Amy, they remade West Side. How did you not know this? Steven Spielberg is remaking West Side Story, or has remade it. He's already released the trailer. Rita Moreno is in it. I don't know anyone in the movie except for the kid who was in the Baby Driver movie. He's got a big, pudgy baby face who's in the movie. So, it's supposed to be out in Christmas. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway. So there you have it, folks. Okay, I am going to work on this and fix this. I promise you I will make this thing better or work better. Once I'm able to figure that out, we'll do this tomorrow because I'll be back here tomorrow. So just stick around for that. That's right, applaud me. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay? So, and when I do, I will have this thing good to go. So you don't have to deal with this horrible, what do you call it? Well, with the quality of this thing. So I don't want the quality to look like this. All right. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for checking me out. We'll do this all over again, and I'll make sure this works better. All right? Yeah, it is news to you. I got you. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll see you tomorrow.